Hey, how you ever doing? Yep. Don't know where Mike is. He's supposed to be here. I sent out the invites, so we'll see. Um, gonna show up soon. I guess I can always reach out to Roman. Roman's a good co-host. Might be having issues with their internet or going out picking up gold bricks, as the treasure scavengers often do. Hope everybody's doing okay today. Hope everybody's uh, doing pretty good with their sales. If you're not, what's wrong? Uh, Time to reevaluate what you're selling, maybe. I've been doing pretty well, uh, but I'm experienced and I kind of get the feeling of what sells and what doesn't. So I don't just buy everything that I come across cheap and buy it. I try and sell things that I have sold in the past and that continually sell, and that's what I stick with. Other than that, it's been really hot. Really haven't done much. Kind of looking forward to getting out, doing things. Uh, Probably go out later tonight, have a little drinky poo, and sit back and relax. It's supposed to be nice tonight. um. So if you want to come in, hop in, let me know. I'll put the link out here. If you want to give it a go, you're more than welcome to come in. You don't have to be a reseller. This is a show for anybody. Just kicking back for the next couple hours, talking about what's going on with life, some concerns you have, whatever. Um, so far, I've got 3 sales today. I'd say that's pretty good for a total of. Just a minute, I'll let you know. I know 2 of them together at 35 each. That's 70, and the pins I think is 15. So it'd be what, 85 after taxes, 70 some 70 something. So oh hey, here goes my internet, of course. Oh, I tell you what. Here it is. So there it is. Uh, so tell me, how are things with you guys? I'm not real talkative. I really could use my co-host today. My cat's getting on the short end of my nerves because she won't stop. I love her so, but oh, kitty cat. Tell you what, I've been running auctions. I usually start them on Saturday and run them till the next week on Saturday. I'm gonna do Monday through Saturday. That's the 5-day auctions, or Monday through Friday, and yeah, gonna do about a dozen of them. Anything that doesn't sell by Monday that I think should sell by Monday, like the things I've been selling, are going to go up for auction and people get a chance to get them cheaper. But like this John Deere tractor thing, still brand new, uh, definitely vintage. Not that that makes a difference, but everything I have is vintage anyway. 2002, so just barely vintage. But yeah, So this will go out for auction, and I start all my auctions off at $1. And I've been doing pretty good with the auctions. Are they back? We will see. And then I've got, of course, this brand new package deal here, certificates and all that. Uh, Santa Claus porcelain doll thing. Um, I said I looked this up on eBay, and there's like 30 listings for this and 0 sold comps. So this is an auction piece, and that's where you would put your auctions at. So you find something that's not selling all that great when you list them, then auction them off. Uh, I've got these things right here. See, these are PC games. Uh, Here's a Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, I have no way of testing these, and I can't sell them as working. One of them sounds like a rattle. So, there's no instructions in them. Of course, games like this seldom came with instructions. Came with more advertisements than anything, and the instructions are on the game or on the back. So I'm going to sell these at auction, all 3 as a lot. I don't know if I want to do all 3 as a lot. Yeah, I will. Just easier that way. Maybe somebody only wants the Nightmare on Elm Street game, but they'll have to get the other 2 games, and then they can sell off those 2 and maybe make their money back. I don't know. I don't care. It gets them out of here. I don't really know what to do with them other than auction them off. Or maybe I'll just try one of each and we'll see. Or put the 2 Dungeons and Dragons games together and then put the Nightmare on Elm Street one out there for the people that collect the horror side of things. Maybe it's not the games that they collect. Maybe it's also, a lot of people like a Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm not a big fan, honestly, because I'm old school. Duh. So, my thing is Vincent Price and Peter Cushing and all those guys of yore, Boris Karloff. That's my idea of horror. The other, I grew up with the Jasons and the Freddys and stuff, and those those movies were okay. Just kind of didn't quite do it for me. They were good for popcorn movies. You go out there with your friends or your girls, and you don't really watch the movies so much. You learn things. So, yeah. Uh, so there's four things I can auction off. I'd like to come up with at least a dozen every week. And I'm just going to start pulling things off the shelves that have been sitting up there for a long time, but I have a good idea of what will sell or how much they'll sell for. And a lot of times with the auctions, I'm wrong because I'm not used to doing the auctions, but the auctions are working for me. So maybe they will work for you too. Maybe I'd rather have the money. That's fine. What happens? You're sitting on the money and it's not selling for some reason. Maybe because there's a lot of other listings. Maybe because you don't have the proper keywords or in the wrong category, or it could be any number of things. And you just, it sits up there and collects the dust in your store. I've got it. I've seen people up there that have over 1,000 listings, but they still only making 5 sales a day, which means something is wrong. It's not the economy. I have less than 100 things listed, and I'm selling 4 to 5 things every single day. Yeah, I'm listing 5 things every day. So activity on my account But I suspect it's like that for a lot of other people. They're just listing every day, 2 or 3 things. You don't have to list everything every day. That's not how the algorithm works. Uh, and I'm pretty sure I do know what I'm talking about. But that's my personal opinion. Um, yeah. Where you at, Mike? Where you be, bro? Oh yeah, I forgot. So, what's going on in your neck of the woods? Hmm? Buying some discount fireworks? Annoying your neighbors by setting them off at 3 o'clock in the morning? Like my neighbors? Um, hope you're having a good day. It's like I said, it's bright and sunny out here. Sundays, nobody has yard sales on Sundays. Why not? What is up with that? The day of rest? No, I don't think so. Not for us. Uh, wonder why people just don't do it on Sundays. I'll find them every once in a while, but like Saturdays. A lot of times through here, it's always Thursday through Saturday. I typically run my yard sales from Thursday through Saturday. I like to hit Labor Day weekend. That'll give me Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday's a holiday, so maybe even Monday. That gives me 4, 5 days of yard sales. And yeah, I do start on Thursdays, and Thursdays is when all the resellers come out, so they get the pick. You know, I get the pick of the stuff that I have, and yeah, I like haggling. So it's a good time to come out and haggle with me. See if you can beat me down on the prices. So you know, uh, yeah. So I've got some other things here that I don't know about. Like I got this baseball. It's got a signature on it. This is 1995 World Series Braves, and that's a real signature. That's marker. That's not uh, put on there by a machine. That's a real signature. You can tell. And here's some things. This looks like a Z and a something, and I can't read these. Nobody can read this. Hey, how you doing, Mark? You're more than welcome to come in and join me, Mark. So, would you like to come in? I don't think too many people have seen you. I have, out there on Instagram. Come in and clown around. So I'd like to hook up with my absent co-host here and have an auction with the treasure scavengers, and nobody wants to see this fat man in his underwear. Well, you can just be from the. You don't know if I'm wearing underwear. See, all you see is the shirt. So I'm gonna see about auctioning these off to other resellers, see if they want them. I think I remember, I think I paid $10 for those. If I can get $1 back on them, I'd be happy. And we got got one of these. Woo-hoo. Monkey Shines. He's beat up. This guy goes to Nate. Nate wanted him, and he is one of the originals. Made in Japan version, 1950s. I forget the maker, but there's a certain maker you want to be on the lookout for. You definitely want the old ones. And of course, you want them working. That would be 2 D batteries. Go in his butt right there. Those are D battery case. Cool. Chilling on a Sunday. Got a pop-up sale with bands. So flea market kind of deal. Swap meet. Same place I think I've always seen you California boys hanging out. California boys. Be cool if I contacted Q and he's got a new schedule for a little while, so we might not see him for a while. And his computer is all. He's got to work a little extra to get him a good computer. My mind's about dead. You have to go get me another piece of green cloth for $16. And then maybe I can green screen. This is going to be a short broadcast if my co-host does not come in soon. And I'm pretty sure Roman's still in Pittsburgh. Maybe. Just give me a second here. I just called. Cool beans. Rad Market. Well, that's it. I just got 2 offers on $50 items for $35 a piece. I would really like to get 40 out of them, but I'm not going to squabble over the $5. And I'm just going to go ahead and accept the 2. I just listed them last night, so sure, why not? You know, it's an extra $70 in my pocket, and I sold something else for 15. That takes care of all the taxes for everything, so it's a wash. And that's pretty much it. I sold some eyeballs. Got got a bunch of doll parts, and of the doll parts, I've got some eyeballs. They're vintage, of course. Everything I have is vintage. I gotta keep saying that, right? Yeah. Sold some 16 millimeter blue eyeballs, which is an odd thing, but it's a niche market that I know. So, I am so lonely. But this is gonna be a short one, I guess. Got a message. Let's find out. They're active. Shit. Where? I'm gonna give them a buzz here, see what's going on. I'm betting they don't have internet. Yep, so that's it. That's what's going on. Made $80 last night. Happy, yay. Making the money doesn't bring joy. It lets me know that I have more money to spend at the next auction. It's just a revolving thing. Spent $40 on 8 nutcrackers to three. I couldn't list because they were damaged, which means I spent $40 on 5 nutcrackers, which means they're $8 a piece. In my mind, anyway. Well, plus tax, that makes them about $11 a piece, and I'm selling them for 35. So that's pretty good. Um, Nutcrackers, they always look creepy to me. The dolls, they don't look creepy. They look like money to me. But um, I did a little digging on nutcrackers. I really haven't done that before. I just know that they sell, so I buy them. But they are supposed to be uh, things that ward off evil spirits. And I can see that because they creep me out. Does that make me an evil spirit? Because, yeah, these things are creepy, that's for sure. So, I don't know. Things I can tell you to look for. You definitely want to comp them out. Um, just generic run of the mill nutcrackers don't sell that great. If you can, try and make sure that you can stick towards the Christmas side of things because Christmas nutcrackers do really well. Snowmen, nutcrackers do extremely well, and so do Santa ones. Um, and, if you see them, they say made in West Germany, which dates them before the wall falls, right? Before Reagan says, tear down the wall. So that's kind of common. Don't be wigging out like, ooh, I got something old, because they're not really that old. Yeah, not from this mind's perspective. In the '80s, I'm pretty sure the wall came down in the '80s. That's the Reagan time, and hmm, I, now I want to know. Wall in Berlin. Wall in Berlin history. Yep. History dates in full. 89. Well, yep, 80s, definitely. So, there you go, Mark. If you're still there, you have been moved to moderator. Um, rock pop up. 1989 is when the Berlin Wall came down. So anything before 89 that says W Germany, yeah, it's vintage, but it's barely vintage. 90s, not that long ago, is not old. Maybe to younger people they are. Uh, Younger is in like 30s. maybe maybe you're used to dealing with newer things, and the vintage things you don't come across that much, so you're excited about getting the vintage things. Uh, I live in it constantly, so it's not that big a deal to me. Coming across antique items is not that big a deal to me. I deal with, see, the oldest thing I've ever sold was from 16. The date wasn't nailed down exactly. I could only guess at it. And it was like 1645 or something like that. And it was an old map. Uh, the shorelines didn't exactly match up, but it was one of those. And I got $1,000 out of it. But that was a while back, and I just got lucky. That's all. That's all that was. That had nothing to do with what I know about things, because at the time I didn't know about it, and apparently nobody else did either. And I did my research and my digging and found out otherwise. And I got just shy of $1,000 for it. We always like to round up to the bigger numbers. It was honestly, it was like $935, but I like saying 1,000 because it sounds better. Um, it's not the most I've ever made on something, but it's pretty close. It's like number two. So coming across the old stuff is not that big a deal to me. Um, like I said, I live in it. That's what I do. I cater to the collectors that are looking to add the older things to their collection. Um, what do I mean by catering to them? That means uh, I look for the old stuff. Yeah, no, granted, I got a whole bunch of precious moments over here that I have still yet to list. They've been sitting there for every bit of a month. I just seriously don't want to do it. I'd rather just sell the whole thing, which I may try and do on Facebook Marketplace, honestly. See if I can get $50 for all of them and just get them the hell out of here. I could potentially make. Let's see. I went through and I counted them all, and at an average, if I were to sell them at $5 a piece, I'm looking at $400. But yeah, it's not really my thing. And precious moments, let's face it, unless you've got that certain one, uh, they're not going to sell that great. There are some of the rarer ones, the older ones, or the ones that are, I think they're called sugar towns, all the ones that are Christmas. Um, things like that. These are things that I know. Or, when all the kids were graduating, I did sell the ones that had the diploma, the graduation precious moments. Those are gonna sell. Um, West clocks. Let's talk about clocks for a minute. West clocks. Those are definitely vintage. There's a lot of them listed. They're hard to move unless you get yours cheap and you sell yours cheap. They really need to be in working order, and they really need to be in good looking order. Otherwise, they're really hard to move. You might pick up 3 or 4 of them for next to nothing, say $5 or $10 a piece. If you're paying more than $10 a piece for a clock that's old and vintage and blah 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 blah, you're paying too much for it. Uh, oh, here, West clocks. Uh, Now West clocks, there's a database for West clocks, and they go by style numbers. I believe, like this is a style number 8, not as desirable. No, this is a 9. That's right. The most desirable ones are the 3, 5, and 8. And easy to remember because 3 plus 5 is 8, and that's how you remember. How do you know while you're out in the wild? Uh, just just learn what they look like. They're distinctive by year. Like now, they all have different colors of faces. This is the brown. They also have black. Some of them have glow in the dark arms like this. Some of them have the glow in the dark arms and uh, numbers. There is a database. Just type in West Clocks database. There you go. I do that for everything I come across. I just type in what it is and database, and I go look for it. And then I try and learn just the rudimentary things like what the style number is, or maybe what the model number is. And then I'll look those things up, and I'll go back through the sold comps through eBay or whatever other platform. Then I'll say, hey, this particular one sells more for more than the other ones. Why is that? And then I'll, start looking. Oh, that's all the style threes are selling for $10 more. Maybe that's the one I need to be on the look for, and not this number 9A. So that's something to consider. This West clocks made in the probably 80s or 90s. Uh, it's not a big deal. It's I'll be lucky to get $10 out of it, 15. It works. Alarm works. The alarm on these things almost always work, even if the clock doesn't. That's kind of a normal thing with these things. Um, I suggest you pick it up and you wind it. Like this one, I can't wind this anymore. It will not wind. That means that whoever had it before me overwound it. Uh, and honestly, the only way to unwind them like that is to know your clocks, take them apart, and sit there and unwind the coil, and it is a coil. Uh, or sit here and a lot of times you can shake them, and then it'll tick, 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 and then stop. And then you just gotta sit here and keep doing it until it just ticks free. Which and these things will last a long time, like a day or two before you have to wind them. So it could take a long, long, long time. So you could just be sitting here for 3 or 4 days doing this, trying to get them to work. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it for $15. Uh, there's people that got these listed for $30 and $40. Those people are on crack. And if it's you that have them listed for that much, get off the crack. I'm just saying. Uh, oh, well, I'm really looking forward to going to the auction next weekend. It's been 3 weeks since I've been to an auction. I could have been to several by now, but I've just not. I don't know. I've got enough stuff in the house. I'm trying to unload a lot of this stuff. I'll go to the auctions all the time and say, well, I'm only gonna spend $20 or $30. Now that's pre-tax. You know, a lot of times I'm only gonna spend $60 at the auction, and that's a reasonable number to go for, which means I can be super picky, which I'm getting now because like I said, I'm almost 60. And I've got a lot of stuff to sell. It's just sitting in the house. It's taking over my life. At least I'm starting to sell a lot of it off. If I were to list everything in the house, I'd probably have a couple thousand listings by now. It really is seriously that bad in here. I'm ashamed to have people in my house, even though it's organized in boxes and stuff. I, I couldn't have anybody in here reasonably. Not really. Uh, my my good friends, they know, but I don't like having them in here. So I really do need to get rid of things. I got plenty of Star Trek toys. It's time for me to get rid of. I mean, those things I've been hanging on to because I'm a bit of a Trekkie. Um, Star Trek before Star Wars. That's me. So you know, that was part of my Saturday morning rituals when I was growing up. Outside of all the other weird stuff they show you on Instagram, like puffin stuff. I remember watching that stuff. Um, but there was always Saturday mornings was always, or maybe it was Sunday mornings. It was Star Trek, the original series. What do they call that? TOS. I think the original series. Yeah, TOS. And I watched that, and then after that was either the Wide World of Sports, where you'd sit there and watch the guy break every leg in his body coming off the slalom. Oh man, that was a while back. And then, or watch uh, some kind of anime, a ninja film, or uh, a lot of times it was a Godzilla film. My love of Godzilla came from back then. That it was everything was America. It wasn't known by Godzilla versus like Hedorah. Who the hell is that? That's Smog Monster. That's what they called it back then, right? So, and personally, that's what I call it now because I'm American. So, uh, all you guys that get anal about calling the Japanese monsters by their real names, You don't want to be around me because I won't. And I still have tons and tons of these. I've listed a few. These are vintage pens, at least 50, more than 50, honestly, of, vintage pens. Some pencils here and there. Yeah, like this one's got a drafting pencil in it. Yep. I'm going to be selling these for $5 a pop. I'm just tired of looking at them. Maybe I'll throw these out to auction for $1 a piece starting off. So here's 3 of them right here. I've got 2 boxes over there, one medium flat rate full of, I can get 8 of these in a flat rate, a medium flat rate. And then I tried to stick more in another box that I have that's designed for selling Barbies, that fits a Barbie box into it perfectly. Yeah, it's 8. So I know I've got about 16 more bags over there of at least 50 each, and 3 here, and got some here. Here, these are strictly all vintage, the push and clicks. I got rid of most of the brand names, the Parkers and the Bics and the Scriptos, and those have already sold. I got rid of the big high dollar ones, but there's a lot of quick clicks in here which are also brand names. They're the lower end brand names, but they're in there. Those are things that I would like to sell. So, yeah. Been selling lots of ephemera. Going to release a video today. Shows me selling a canning jar, a manual to a pressure cooker. Because I'm about ready to kill my cat live here on TV. Meow. Say hi, Sophie. Hi. He treats me like crap. Hi. Yep. See. Oh. Oh, yeah, it's probably about time to feed her. She'll let me know here in about another 10 minutes. I think she's letting me know now. Sitting here. Knave, feed me. Feed me, Knave. Sold this Welcome to Bremerton brochure. Place in Seattle. This is a 1955, what it used to look like kind of thing. I know that's hard to see, but it sits here and it shows population, lots of trees and stuff. That's probably not the case anymore. Probably doesn't even look like that. Location and population. Says here an estimated total as April 1st, 1955 was 32,600 people. But 100,000 people live there now. And there's no trees. But there's that. I'm still waiting on them to pay. But I sold it for $7. Just something that somebody would have thrown away. Well, I got a couple people here watching. Hey, don't forget to hit the like button, please. Stop by and hit me up there. We'll be seeing this on the replay. I'm not going to be sticking around for 2 hours if I don't have a co-host, because I really don't have a whole lot to say that I haven't said in videos yet to be released yet. I don't know what to say. People don't ask questions. Not a whole lot going on other than I really miss going to auctions. I don't miss spending my money. I need to save up money and get a new computer. New computer is going to be about $1,000. Kind of computer I need anyway. Laptop. It might be 1,200 after tax, but yeah, because it is my main gig. It's how I make my money. It's how I entertain myself. How I watch my movies. How I play. Well, I've got a couple games that I play. I'm not the first person shooter. I don't do the guns thing. I don't like Fortnite. I don't like Rainbow Six or any of those other games that are like that. I'm not that guy. I'm strategy and tactics. I like the slow playing move games to take over, advanced risk kind of games, things like that. I play Civilization 5, even though they're on 6 now. Or 6 is old. I think 5 is like 10 years old. But it was the last best edition that came out. I play that a lot. I'm an achievement whore, as it's called. They've got achievements, and I try and get every single one. There's some that are just impossible to get because you got to play it on deity mode and deity mode. The computer cheats. That's all I can say. They're sitting here building guys with axes that attack, and they got guys with guns all of a sudden. So yeah, you got to build like 20 guys to take out one of theirs. And resources aren't like that. So, you know, it's a more of a tactics type game. Plus, it's diplomacy thrown in. You got to make friends with these guys so you don't get punked on and things like that. Those are the kind of games that I like. I used to be stuck in those games like Farmville. If anybody knows, I can't do those anymore. I just can't. The amount of I don't know, a lot of ads, a lot of I just can't do those games anymore. They require too much of me. I'm gonna be selling off a lot of personal things that I bought when I was a kid. I've got a whole stack of music CDs sitting over there, and like I said last week, I come across all my cassette tapes that were mine. Not all of them. I've sold several over the years, but uh, I come across a lot of singles, which are the tapes that have a song on each side, maybe two songs on one side and one song on the other. I got one back there for Eminem's "Without Me." I got a Britney Fox one back there. I saw. I've got. Oh God, parents don't understand. Um, yeah, Mister the Slappy guy. Um, what was the other one? There's another one back there. I can't remember what it is, but I come across uh, almost my entire Led Zeppelin collection of cassettes because those are the ones I wouldn't get rid of. I got quite a few Rush back there because Rush is my number 3 band, and I can't find my Pink Floyd collection. I must have them stashed, or maybe I sold them. I don't know, but yeah. And last year I sold all my albums off. I finally got rid of all those. I don't know if I sold my picture discs. I had two of the Metallica picture disc, and I had one that was a solid gold. Uh, One that had Am I Evil, Blitzkrieg, and Creeping Death on it. Um, Oh yeah, and an interview with the band. I think that was on the Kill 'Em All. Yeah, yeah. I had the Kill 'Em All picture disc. I had the Ride the Lightning picture disc, which had the cover on it of the album, and the gold, as you know, as I mentioned, and I also had a Star Wars picture disc. It wasn't that old. It was made in the 90s. Um, yeah, it just had Darth Vader on it. I sold that thing for $100. um, had the John Williams score on it. And there's another one. Oh yeah, Exodus. Exodus Fabulous Disaster. I had that one. And that was just a trippy zombie stuck in the jungle kind of cover. You really had to look at everything for a long time to try and figure out what you're doing. I used to have a long time ago a Lita Ford, I think, topless. Uh, it was Lita Ford or it was Brittany Fox, one or the other, but they were topless on the picture disc. But I sold that a long time ago. Uh, yeah, I think those are the only ones I've had. Anyway, I think I still have Kill 'Em All down there. But I remember paying $20 a piece for those in the 2000s. And I sold them for $50 a piece last year. So, didn't too bad. I mean, those are things that I kept because I enjoyed them and I thought they might be worth money someday, and I was right. Let's see. I've got another picture disc over there. The Monty Python and the Holy Grail, believe it or not. I don't know what's on it. I forget. I'll have to look at it. Not the Holy Grail. Oh, it's got the sperm song on it. The Meaning of Life. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah. Got that on it. That's sitting over there. That's something I picked up at an auction. I picked it up because I like Monty Python. A lot of stuff that I buy at auction just doesn't get sold at the auction. It winds up sticking around here for a little while so I can enjoy it. That's one of the perks of doing what we do, is finding stuff that we like that necessarily we're not going to sell. Uh, ultimately, that's what people at yard sales want, is their customers buying things for them, passing them along and getting a little money in return. When you go up there and you say, I'm a reseller, maybe they take offense to it. I don't know. They shouldn't. Explain to them that you're the middleman, that you find that you're going to do your best to find somebody else that's going to like what they have. It just might not be in the block, it might be halfway across the world. That's what they don't know. And then they say, well, I'm going to charge you more. You go, no, I have to pay for shipping. We can't do that. I am never afraid to tell anybody what I do for a living. It's not something to be ashamed of. And if people uh, don't think it's right, then fuck them. Pretty much. Um, yeah. Never be ashamed of what you do. If you go out to a yard sale and they ask you what you do, don't lie. Don't lie. If you think you're wheeling and dealing and doing little white fibs to get a better price, well, that's not what you're doing. What you're doing is you're lying to them. Never be ashamed of what you do. Anyway, since I can't find a co-host to come in and sit with me and keep me company, I'm running out of things to say. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and call it. It's been an hour. I go back to playing a game. Get these things ready for shipment tomorrow. That'll take me about 10 minutes. Anyway, everybody just stay profitable and ta-ta for now. Peace out, people.